Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
Knowing what I know, what I would bet on right off the bat is I would join a networking group and I would focus on my social media strategy. Honestly, this is the easiest way because the reason why somebody will look at your post and want to engage with it and buy from you online is because you've built a relationship with them, is it not?
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on personal growth, visibility, and profit for women entrepreneurs. If you're wanting to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice in business, you're in the right place. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Marta Spurk, and I'm your host, empowerment coach, visibility and marketing expert, and all things motivation extraordinaire. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode.
So by now, you should know there are several different ways you can become visible and market your business, right? And the purpose of this episode really is shining a light on the different possibilities and helping you decide what the best visibility strategy is for you. Because if there's anything that I've learned through the years in working with so many different women from all over the world is that we're different, right? And what works for me specifically won't necessarily be in alignment for you because you are not me. So that is one of the things that I have taken to heart in my coaching business is helping people find what works for them, because I soon realized that they didn't operate like me. And, using the Enneagram at first, then I added human design. It's helped me see how at times women struggle with the go, go, go pace that I have. And that can be easily explained by me being an Enneagram 3, so a very high achiever, very high performer, and also being a generator and different aspects of my chart as well. So this explains how I behave and what my motivations are. And still, not everything that I have tried has worked out for me. Not everything has felt in alignment or worked long-term. So let's name a few of the ways that you can be promoting your business, your offers, your message. The most basic one is social media. You just put up a post and you can be selling something, right? Making yourself visible that way. But then the disadvantage of that is the algorithm and the reach. And if you don't have that large of an audience, they may not, really see your stuff. And how do you increase your audience then? Do you join my groups on Facebook, leverage hashtags in your Instagram, right? There are different ways of doing that. Then the next thing that you could do is do some networking, right? Get involved in online groups, get involved in offline groups, in-person groups. And then that way, when you're posting on social media, after you meet those people, you can add them to your network, right? So you're not just depending on social media to add to your network. You're meeting people outside of social media to then connect them to your social media, and your social media can bridge the gap in between the next meeting that you're going to have, right? So that's something else that you could be doing to spread your message and to create awareness for your business and for your brand. The next thing, something I've been talking about, and all of these are free, by the way, right? There are many networking groups that are free. Some of them are paid or very low cost. You pay an yearly fee, a couple $100, and you get to attend these meetings, and it's not that bad. Then the next one, which I've been focusing on a lot this entire month, is podcasting, which, by the way, the Empowered Woman podcast is celebrating 5 years. I started June 24th, 2018, which is crazy to think about how long it's been and how I've stayed consistent, even when I have felt a little bit discouraged that I wasn't seeing results. It has been an amazing tool, and I shared more about this inside a free 5-part series that I created with my friend Juliana Barbacci. She was here on the podcast. We announced the series. You can access it 100% free until June 30th. So it's called Podcast Takeoff. You can just go to martaspurk.com/podcast takeoff, all together, lowercase, and you'll get to access these short, bite-sized episodes that we created talking all about how to leverage podcasting to grow your business. Hi, Audrey. podcasting to grow your business and your influence and your network. So that's another thing. But the caveat with podcasting, so I'm giving you the advantages and the disadvantages. You need to be able to promote this podcast somewhere. So are you going to promote it to your social media? So many people want to go the podcasting route because they don't want to leverage social media as much. So that leads me to the other thing that you could be doing, which is having an email list, because it's something that you own. And inside that series, I actually outlined all of this. And I said, when it comes to having an email list, having a podcast is sort of similar, but even more intimate because you use your voice. So it's a little bit more intimate than just reading text, but having a mailing list is more intimate than social media, because even though you could create an amazing post that feels like somebody's talking directly at you, the truth of the matter is they're scrolling and they stumble upon it. It's not something that landed on their inbox, much like the episode, something that landed in there because they're subscribed to that podcast. So there's kind of like levels of intimacy. And again, it could be free. There are many different platforms that can host your podcasting for free. So that's not an excuse for not getting more visibility, right? You just need to get it started and get it going. And that's one of the many things that we shared in this series. So go check it out if you haven't already. And then the other thing is that having a mailing list. Usually you have, there are free platforms, but then you don't have as many functionalities and capabilities. But all of these things that I'm talking about are fairly inexpensive. The trick is the consistency, right? Is sticking with something long enough to see the results. And that is something else that with podcasting, it takes a while. It's not going to be overnight, right? Whereas if you post a social media post and the right person sees it, they may buy it right away. Same thing if you go to a networking event, you talk about yourself, give a little bit of an elevator pitch, somebody may connect with you and want to engage with you. So all of these that I have said are a mix of free and paid, depending on the platform that you use. Now let's, the next one that could be free also is speaking. So if you are involved in networking groups, many of them have speaking opportunities. In fact, hi, Mandy. In fact, I'm so excited that today inside my visibility program, Empowered Pitch, I am releasing a master list where I'm going to be giving specific venues and organizations with links in the applications for my clients to apply for and get to speaking. So if you're looking for more speaking opportunities, I highly encourage you to join my Empowered Pitch program, which, by the way, you can get for free if you join the Skyrocket Your Visibility bundle that I put together with Juliana. So you can learn how to launch your podcast and get more speaking engagements with my course. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Anna. So these are some of the opportunities, right? So you can land free speaking opportunities and just apply. You can also land paid speaking opportunities. The more you put yourself out there, those are all the things that I teach my clients. And then the final thing that I wanted to add is paid, which is ads. So ads is another route. Obviously, you have to have a social media presence. Otherwise, the ads won't do much for you. Obviously, you need to have a mailing list. Otherwise, the ads won't do much for you. So you see how they're all interconnected. So the reason why I am talking about all of these different ways, and if there is a way that I didn't mention for you to get visibility, please pop them in the comments. For those of you that are watching me live on Facebook, or if you're listening to the podcast episode recording, I'd love for you to reach out and tell me, hey, Marta, you forgot about this other one. Obviously, word of mouth, right? But okay, so let's talk about ads. Like I said, ads are paid, but you still have to connect it with something else. So my point here is, yes, there are things that will work better depending on your personality type. That's what I started all of this saying, is that maybe you're not a social media person. Awesome. I'm glad that you have that awareness. What else are you going to do then? Right? Because at times we want to blame social media so much because we get frustrated because there's, politics and all this crap and hate and trolls and all that crap. But that doesn't mean we get to not be visible, because if we have a business, people need to know that we exist and we're opened up for business and people can come and take advantage of our products and services. So the best visibility strategist, number one, is the one that suits you and your personality. And then I will add the second one is it's a combination of different strategies. It's a combination of different channels because one is connected to the next. If I were, gunpoint, what should you do right now? I would say the easiest thing is to post on social media. You don't have to leave your house, right? You can just create posts and start putting it out there. But then comes the challenge of I need to be adding to my network. So if let's imagine if I had to start my business over today, knowing what I know, what I would bet on right off the bat is I would join a networking group and I would focus on my social media strategy. Honestly, this is the easiest way because the reason why somebody will look at your post and want to engage with it and buy from you online is because you've built a relationship with them, is it not? And you can absolutely build relationships online. I have found it easier to build them offline and bring them online. So I'm a part of a couple different networking groups, but one of them is Polka Dot Powerhouse. And that has been an amazing avenue for growth for my business because I have made friendships, but I've also built strong relationships with people that give me referrals, right? But the reason that is, though, is because I have a strong social media presence. So I bridge the gap in between monthly meetings that we have. They're still seeing me. So next time when they see me at a next meeting, they've been seeing me on social media in some capacity. I can guarantee you that. Because there are specific promo days in the groups that I'm a part of, I'm mindful of those days and I promote my offers there. And I have been told several times, I have been used as an example, as a role model. Hey, ladies, you can be promoting your stuff on social media like Marta does. I have had mentors and managing directors call me out in front of the group and saying, do it like Marta does, because it works. Okay. So if I had to start over, this is what I do. Now, this is what I would do. Now, if I had to start over and I happen to be somebody that hates social media, I would still join a networking group because I could still build those relationships and have one-on-one interactions. And then I would focus on building my mailing list. So you don't get to not do anything, friend, and then say nothing's working. Okay. I will bring this up again because I have worked with several women that just sit and pout. You're not 5. Okay. Or 7, because my kids do that still. Right? You need visibility and you need people to know that you're out there. So for those of you that are watching me, let me know which strategy you've been leveraging, what's been working for you. I would love to hear it, or if you have any questions, happy to answer as well. So if I hated social media, another scenario, I would build my mailing list, right? And have one-on-one connections with people, build relationships in a networking group. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people do is invest in ads when they don't have the other things that could connect. And I was one of those people. So I speak from experience that I have DIY'd ads and I've actually invested in ads managers for me, but my messaging wasn't as refined. So we didn't really get a return on there. I wasn't very consistent with my emails because the whole purpose of running an ad is for people to join your mailing list, so that you can nurture those people because they're going to be a cold audience, right? And then they can potentially become a client and buy from you. So if you're wanting to go the ads route because you want to forfeit, right, or completely abandon social media and completely abandon your mailing list, it's not going to work. Does this make sense? If you're wanting to be like, I'll rather pay for traffic, but you don't have the other things in the back end, it's not going to work. Please tell me that this makes sense and you understand, because you have to have offers, right? And you have to have free things that people can engage with, and then you need to nurture them somehow. If you're not going to be nurturing them with social media, why are you running ads on social media? They're going to go look up your account. If nothing's there, you're not going to help yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot if you're thinking that ads is going to be the solution for your business because you don't want to engage on social media. Now, the other thing that I wanted to say is, even if you do podcasting, you still need to have something else. Do you see what I mean? So that's why my second step after do what feels right for your personality is you have to combine 2 or 3 strategies. Basically, don't put all your marketing eggs in one marketing basket, right? Don't put all your visibility eggs in one visibility basket. You need to be smart about this, right? You need to have different avenues and different channels, much like What do the gurus say? You need to have different streams of income. And this could be even with the offers in your business, right? There are certain things that you only have for a period of time, other things that you offer year round. Those could be considered streams of income in your very business, right? Or if you have affiliate accounts with other entrepreneurs and peers. So the same thing goes for your visibility strategy. You need to have different strategies working together. Why? Because those are different touch points. When we talk about know, like, and trust, how do you build a relationship, a business relationship with somebody? They need to see your stuff more than once. And what's interesting is that, there is the running statistics out there that people need to see things 7 times. I once saw a training by a very, very successful email marketing expert. And she said, I went to marketing. I went to college for marketing. I have a degree in marketing that I completed in the 90s. This statistics that people need to see something 7 times before they buy are from the 90s. Guess what, friends? We're in 2023. We're being bombarded by information left and right. How many times do you think somebody needs to see something to actually buy? I would say more than 7, right? 10, you name it. They need to see it several times. And the reason why somebody may see it once or twice and then buy is because they've probably been nurtured elsewhere around the same message and they happen to resonate with you. But we can't, again, put all our eggs in that basket of the one person that was at the right place at the right time, decided to purchase. We have to have this well-oiled machine in our business that is prepared to meet people where they're at. Not ready to invest because you don't know me? Awesome. Here's a free resource. Here's a low ticket, low cost resource. Ready to go and run with it and work fast. Let's work one-on-one. It's going to cost you more, but you're going to get there faster and you're going to have my expertise, right? Isn't there a meme out there that says, how much it costs to change a light bulb? I don't know, $5, go to Home Depot, get a ladder, change it. How much it costs if an actual electrician did it? A lot more, but you're not going to have to go anywhere and they're going to do it right the first time, right? So that's what it is with coaching as well, especially as service providers, is we get to charge more because it's years of experience that are on there. But that's besides the point. So let me know if this makes sense. There is not one visibility strategy. The visibility strategy is you combining different things because they're going to be communicating with each other. And you're going to be creating more touch points with your audience so that they're warmed up enough to buy. They're ready to make that commitment with you because, you may have seen this analogy before. It's like marriage. People don't buy the first day because most people don't get married the first date, right? First base, second base, whatever base. It takes a little bit, right? And same thing is with sales. So you have to start thinking about, what am I going to put together? So a few things that I wanted to share also, on top of giving you this value of, okay, I need to start thinking about different ways of marketing myself. It's not just one way. Is when it comes to speaking, and that is something that I'm excited to be launching in July, is an offer where I'm going to be helping speakers, but I also have a marketing version of it and even a human design version of it. So stay tuned. But helping speakers have the entire strategy in the entire funnel. Because what usually happens when a speaker gets in front of people is even if people really like their message, it ends there. The relationship does not continue. And the reason is they don't have an effective enough call to action. The biggest mistake you can make as a speaker when you have the audience's attention is to say, schedule a discovery call with me. Do you know how many people are going to do that? Not many, because they don't know you. Some people are very, very intimidated to all of a sudden meet with a stranger one-on-one. Now, I will say, if you're a part of a networking group for several years and people know you, see, there's context to everything. And you go and you speak and you say, book a free discovery call regularly, it's $500. It's all context, right? They may schedule it. But rule of thumb, if you're in front of people, give them a way to connect with you that does not entail meeting with you later on individually because they may be intimidated. Have a QR code in your presentation or easily accessible on the tables or whatever, where they can sign up to your mailing list right away, because then that way they're connected with you in a platform that you own, which is your email list. And then you can nurture them that way. right? And you can even go as far as, once they join your mailing list, go look for them and friend them on social media and begin a relationship that way if you don't have it already. So that's something that I'm very excited to help speakers with, is have their entire sell from stage strategy, which is you have a very compelling and structured signature talk that is connected with your free resource to make sure that they connect with you afterwards and you don't lose that relationship after you're off stage, right? And then have an offer connected to that lead magnet, the infamous funnel, which many people are afraid of that word, hate that word, want to kill that word, want that word to die. But friend, it's the perfect illustration of how you lead people from cold to sold. Isn't that what the girls say? They don't know you, then all of a sudden they know you, they trust you, and they're ready to invest in what you have. As a business owner, you need to have that funnel. Every business has that funnel. Actually, fun fact, I interpreted for a conference last week. It was actually at one of the biggest resorts here in Colorado. It's a new one called Gaylord of the Rockies. So it's a huge hotel resort, and they have a huge event center. And this company that is focused on customer experience, it's called Genesis. I'd never heard of them before because it's a huge business focused on huge businesses. So that's why I'm not there yet, but someday. Richard Branson was one of the speakers, and I got to interpret for him, which was so fun. But the focus of the whole conference was to talk about their customer experience funnel, so to speak, which people are already customers or wanting to be customers. And basically the journey of a call center to a bot, to a chat, to an automated voice message where they have to click the buttons. There's a platform behind all of this to decrease call times, to increase satisfaction rate. My friend, Virgin Aries by Richard Branson is investing in customer experience because otherwise they lose clients. Okay, so that's why he was the speaker in there to say, hey, I've been working with this company and it's been great. So you, small fish, you need to start investing in a funnel for your customers as well. Otherwise they fall through the cracks and then you lose business. You leave money on the table. So that's why I'm saying all of this, is because I have been seeing in the 6 years that I've had my business, going on 7 now, and I've done it myself, you miss chances of sales because you don't have a very well-rounded system to input people, nurture them, and then make the sale. Whether it be a month from then, several months, a year from then. I have people that I have met, for several years ago. And then eventually they're like, all right, Marta, I'm ready. They message me out of the blue, or they join one of my programs. I was connected with this other coach for several years. And then I put a call out for my TEDx bootcamp. She signed up for the VIP option. She didn't even message me. She didn't email me. She was ready and she did it, right? So that's the kind of stuff that we can't really control. We can't control the results, but we can control our actions. So what actions are you taking to optimize your results, right? And your sales rates. So all of this to say also, I've been saying this a lot, all this is that I'm very excited that in the month of July, I want to go through somewhat of a small rebrand into calling myself a visibility strategist. Because for the longest time, I have used the title of empowerment coach and marketing strategist. I started with empowerment coach, obviously, because it was everything empowered women, personal development mindset. When I started touching more on marketing, then I added the marketing strategist piece, but it is a long title. You know what? It takes confidence to be visible, right? It takes strategy to be visible, and it takes different touch points to be visible. So I am not just a speaking coach teaching you how to get on stages and sell from stage. I am a marketing coach as well, because before you even get to the point where you are on stage, you need to be marketing yourself in different ways. And that's another huge misconception that people have, is I'm just going to be a speaker, get paid to speak, and I don't even have to coach anymore. Not so fast. What do you think you're going to sell from the stage once you're done with your presentation? Your coaching package, right? So even the big shots out there that are making thousands of dollars getting paid to travel, expenses, boarding, everything paid for, they still have to have something to offer, right? The new president of the National Speakers Association, her name's Susan Frew. She's in my networking group, Polka Dot Powerhouse. She's amazing. She has, oh gosh, I'm going to butcher this. I think, is it a plumbing company? She has a plumbing company, but she does speaking all over the country and the world, probably. I need to go check my facts. She gets paid thousands of dollars, and she talks about customer experience, employment rates, employment turnaround, because she owns a business, right? So she gets paid to go and encourage all these companies with her experience as a business owner and as a founder, but she's also getting business for her business. Do you see? Like, there's something else that she can offer in the back end. It's not just I'm here and I'm sharing my message and then now you pay me. There has to be a funnel. There has to be a strategy in place, right? So Marta Spurk, visibility strategist at your service. And I'm excited for this rebrand. I will be also doing a little bit of a rebrand on the show as well, which I'm super excited about in terms of the show's going to still be called the same. But every year after I celebrate the anniversary, I like doing a little bit of a change on like the cover, maybe the intro song. So stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for more guest interview opportunities on the podcast. So if that's a dream of yours that you've had, I started opening up sponsorship opportunities as well for the show. So if you want me to talk about your business on air, blast it to my mailing list, because I know the power of different points of contact. Now you can leverage my top rated show of 5 years for that. So let me know if you're interested in sponsorship spots or just guest spots as well. I'd love to have you and share your story and more about your business, because I know the power of visibility. And finally, the next thing that I wanted to say is different ways you can engage with me now to help you with visibility is definitely check out this 5-part free series on podcasting called Podcast Takeoff. The next thing is obviously the offer behind the Podcast Takeoff, which is a visibility bundle. So for the lowest rate possible for you to join my visibility course, Empowered Pitch, you get the bundle and you also learn how to launch and grow your podcast. It's called Skyrocket Your Visibility. And last but not least, I have a few tricks up my sleeve, a few cards up my sleeve for July, when I'm going to be officially launching a VIP day offer, meaning I have seen how people struggle in implementing things, not because they're not action takers, but because we're busy and we're handling different parts of our business. So I am going to be taking a few businesses, a few women entrepreneurs on board to do stuff for you, like map out your signature talk, map out your free resource. And if you're not into the speaking realm, we can map your next launch, right? The whole strategy, the copy for the posts, all of it, the emails. I'm just going to sit my butt down and do the work for you. Because especially in the last few months, I've been playing around with the idea of how would I promote your business? Right? Because people know I'm all up in your face with my stuff. When I believe in something, which is my own stuff, I shout it from the rooftops. And that's why it works, because people see it. And that's one of the reasons why the collaboration book, which I am on the brink of releasing, so stay tuned, in the fall, it's going to be coming out. Do you remember? Do any of you remember when I pull out a call for, do you want to write a book with me? I have officially 21 women that said yes, that invested in this opportunity. And for many of them, the reason was, I know who you are, Marta, and I know this is going to be a huge success, because when you talk about something, people listen. And that's because I talk about it endlessly, right? I didn't come out the womb talking and people listening. I've built my way up until here, and this is what's possible for you as well. So that's why I want to open up opportunities for you to have a sponsorship spots here in the Empowered Woman podcast. But I also want to show you how I would promote your offer. So let's imagine, so I know Andrea was watching me. She's an event planner. Let's imagine all of a sudden I became an event planner. How the heck would I promote this business? How the heck would I create a strategy, a launch strategy for a specific offer and start talking about it? That's what I'm excited to build for you. So it's not going to be something that we sit together and I help you come up with some ideas. I am going to do it, and I'm going to show you the plan, and then we can tweak it based on what you want to do. And if that includes speaking, awesome. If that includes, podcast interviews or whatever, like we'll build a unique strategy for you. So that's coming up in July. If anybody is remotely interested in this, happy to share more details because there's different ways we can engage in that capacity as well. But I'm excited to help women business owners with visibility, and it starts with me doing an assessment of how visible you've been, right? Because again, it's different for everybody because of all the reasons that I shared. Some people hate social media. Some people are inconsistent. Some people want to try something else. Some people don't have all of the pieces of the puzzle to make something work, like ads, like I said. Maybe you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle to make ads work. So not that ads don't work, but you need to have certain things in place for it to work for you, right? And the same thing goes for all of the different strategies. So stay tuned for all these opportunities. And if you'd like me to do an assessment of how visible your business has been and give you some pointers, happy to connect and share my 2 cents because this whole episode was about my 2 cents when it comes to visibility. And I hope I made myself clear. There is not one path. It has to be a combination of different things that speak to each other cohesively, that communicate with each other so that you can reach people at different levels, depending on how much they know you, how ready they are to invest, and all of those things. And not to mention collaboration with other business owners as well. And that's something else that I want to do is have you collaborate with me for my podcast. All right. I hope this was helpful. Go on and snag the free offer for podcasting, snag the amazing bundle that I created with my friend Juliana, and stay tuned for more details on my VIP offer. And again, if a visibility assessment is something you'd be interested in and hearing what my brain thinks could be a next step for you to increase your visibility, then I would love to help with that as well.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.